Hi guys. I am just getting everything adjusted here for the video, and I just wanted to kind of get on here and show you guys how I created or just let you guys watch me create these cute little Valentine's Day cards. So I have like this one, it's just blank in the inside, but it also has this on the back. And then, hey Desiree. And then this little, little coloring page. Hey Juanita. So like if you guys have, kids or grandkids or whatever, you can use them. Like this one you could print out and cut in half. And then this one you can use for anybody. And then here's another one, cute little one to pass out, I guess, for kids and stuff. And then there's also like some coloring pages included. So all these are on my site for download. I will put the link in the chat actually right now for you guys, so that if you want these downloads, just go to the link, and we're going to be emailing the downloads and this replay to everybody who registered and said that they wanted to get it. So it will not be going to everybody. So if you don't register, hey Gail, if you don't register, then you won't get it. So just go in and make sure you registered. I just didn't want to bother the whole entire email list if some people don't want to get this. So put your name and email in there, and we will email you the replay and these free downloads. So I don't know, there's like, 6 or 7 different pages. And then I'm going to show you in just a minute how I made them. And sorry, I'm clearing my throat like every 3 seconds because I just have like this allergy stuff going on, and just that time of year, I guess. I don't know how I could get allergies when I never leave the house. So like I feel like I didn't go outside for like 4 days, and I don't really know how. I'm sneezing all the time, but whatever. Let's see. Okay, so I just put the link to get the downloads. If you haven't done that already, make sure you just click on that link, and when this is over, and you'll get this video replay and you'll get the downloads. Okay, so I am going to just pull this up on my screen and mute it so that I can see the chats as I'm going. And then I'm just going to flip my screen around, and I'm going to recreate these because I've already created them once. I'm going to recreate them on my iPad so you guys can kind of just, get a little, I don't know, behind the scenes look at how I do things. Got to put my reading glasses on because, no, and I can't see. Wait, I didn't want to reverse it like that. Hang on just a second. User error here. I'm going to bring y'all over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my hands. This technology stuff, one day I'll get it done good. Why is it blurry? Why are you seeing my fan? There we go. If I have it on the reverse screen, then everything that you guys are seeing that I'm doing is all backwards. So when you're dealing with words, you don't want that. And then my phone is always so heavy for this stand. One day I'll get this whole setup really good. I got it good in my membership. I got that going on for me, but that's about it. That's about all I got. Okay, last week, whenever I did a video, my big old head was in the way of a large portion of it because I broke my rule of not putting this stand right beside me, which is That's the reason why I don't do that. Okay. We have iPad here. All right, so I just created a canvas, and I'm just gonna recreate maybe this one for you guys, as to not make this insanely long. So if you have questions as we go, just put them in the chat so I can see, and let me know if you're watching, where you're watching from, all that kind of good stuff. I hope y'all are having a good day. Hope everybody's kind of getting their groove back for the week. I'm still just really tired, which I don't really know why, because I get up at the same time every day, even when there's no school for kids, because I have a 4-year-old who likes to wake up early. Okay, so I just start with the blank canvas in here in Procreate. And if any of you don't know, Procreate is an app that you can get on your iPad, and it basically is the most wonderful thing in the entire world. I'm going to be doing an online course. It's releasing on February 22nd, walking you through how to do everything, what all the buttons are for, or just at least what I use, the most, and how I kind of do things like step by step. So if you're interested, it would be a very good kind of starter course to take. Don't do like I did and just thought you would just figure everything out on your own, which is what I did. And 4 years later, I'm still learning like very basic, or okay, not 4 years later, 3 years into it, not now. There were things that I was learning and I was like, I never even knew. Oh, Washington State, Juanita. I lived in Washington State from the time I was, I don't know, like 1 to 5. My dad went to Gonzaga University for law school. And my grandma lived there forever and ever and ever. She's passed away, but in Spokane. Yeah. So I was there when Mount St. Helens erupted. That's my big claim to fame in life. Yeah. So, and hello from North Carolina. Shelby's in North Carolina. I've never been to North Carolina, but I would like to go. Juanita said she's never used Procreate, so it's all new. Procreate is life changing. It's life changing, especially if you're a creator or a designer. Like, you can just do so much in it. It's amazing. I cannot. And the app costs $4.99. If you already have an iPad, you have to have an iPad that's compatible with an Apple Pencil. So if you got those two things, then the app is just $5 one time. It's not a monthly fee. So you can just do all kinds of things. Obviously, coloring, lettering, drawing, just all kinds of stuff. So it's really, really cool. Leanne said she wants to learn all of the things. Yes, it's amazing. And what you can do with it, like, it's mind blowing, really. There's people on here, you can create your own brushes. Like, all these are categories of brushes right here. Under each category is like all these different brushes. And there are people who just create brushes and they sell brushes online. Like, mind blowing. I don't know, like careers that you never even knew of. It's so fun. There's just really so many different things that you can do with Procreate. So anyway, okay, so we're gonna make some Valentine Day cards. Yes, Shelby, I am still learning too. Like, there's some things I just learned about probably about a year ago, and I was like, I never knew you could do that. And I use this every single day, like every day for the last 4 years. So I highly recommend taking a course if you're starting out, just so that you don't. I wasted so much time doing things because I didn't know there's a faster way to do it, and I felt like a real big dummy. So I'm not just saying that because I'm coming out with a course, but I'm just saying that because it's something I didn't do, and I felt really dumb after 3 years of really taking the long route on how to do a lot of things. And I never knew there was a faster way to do it. So I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. Anyway, okay, so I'm starting with a blank canvas, and I'm going to choose my brush. A lot of times I use this kind of monoline brush here. And I'm going to pick black. You can make your own color palettes here, or you can create colors. It's just insane. But I'm just going to use black to start out with. And I'm just going to take like these hearts right here, and I'm just going to outline some hearts, okay? And you can choose the size of your brush over here. So I'm going to do it kind of big, but not like crazy big. And I'm just going to start making some hearts, okay? Actually, and you can go back and erase. Oh, it's just amazing. It's life-changing, I tell you. I don't like that heart. Let me zoom in here. And I just kind of make my hearts a little wonky, and I think they're kind of cute like that. So oh, that one's not connected. I create so many different things on here. I created my logo on here. You can do, again, like coloring pages. You can edit photos on here. I will go in. Sometimes there's something in a photo that I don't like. I will go in and airbrush it or remove it. I just can't sing the praises of Procreate enough. It's the #1 tool that I use for everything. I created all my lettering worksheets for my lettering books in Procreate. I do photo mock-ups, like product photo mock-ups in here. It's like I love just getting in here and just playing. And again, like the possibilities are endless. Like it really can open up, like even if you ever wanted to sell digital products, like you could just really do so much with Procreate. So I'm just making a bunch of hearts here. Kind of got a whole bunch over here, but I'm going to show you a really cool thing that you can do if you get too many. You can go here to this little selection tool, and you can just, let's see, circle this, and you can just move it. You can make it bigger, smaller. It's, yeah. So much so that sometimes when I'm doing writing on paper, hey, from Virginia, nice. I have a friend in Virginia. You can't, like, sometimes when I'm writing on regular paper, like I forget that I'm not on my iPad, and I'm like, oh, I try to erase stuff, and I'm like, okay, I can't, or I try to like zoom in. I'll be looking at something, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. This piece of paper. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I'm just gonna kind of rearrange some of these because I got to talking and these things are just all over the place. I'm just moving them, and you can also like flip it this way or flip it this way, which is also super cool. Or you can turn it. So sometimes I will just get in here and just play around with things, and you can, it's a good way to also like play around with colors and figure out like what colors that you want to use on a certain design. Move that down there for a minute. This heart seems a little bit out of place for me, so I am gonna do this. I feel like it's out of place all over so I'm just gonna erase this. So sorry about clearing my throat 5,000 times again. Let's see. Make that a little bit bigger. And probably enough hearts for now. And then you could also select this, and this is a whole entire layer, and you can just make them bigger if you feel like it's too small and crowded. You could do that too. So there's that as well. So I'm just going to move this guy up here, and now you have different layers, and so you can add a layer. That way, if I, want to do something on this layer and I don't like it, I can just remove that layer. So it's very helpful to have the layers. So now, oh, I was just reading, sorry, Juanita said that it froze. Yes, Juanita, it's really great because you can really kind of play around with your sizing and your colors and all that kind of good stuff. So I just come here first always before pretty much I do anything nowadays. Okay, so now I'm going to do this lettering. And so I chose my second layer, and now I'm going to kind of make my brush size just a little bit bigger. And I love how you can just like blow it up, and you can turn it if you want to turn your iPad this way. It really helps, I got the bigger iPad just because I didn't want to be doing it on a little tiny space, but I like that one. Nope. I'm turning this back over here because for some reason I feel like it's throwing me off a little bit. And let's just say, we're not saying this. I don't really like this gap right here. I feel like it's just a little too big. So see, I can select this right here, and I can just like scoot it over just a little bit, or up or down, whatever. And then we're gonna go here. I'm trying to look at what I did before and like get it exactly the same, and I need to just do my thing. I really honestly improved my lettering so much by having Procreate because I could like go back and erase things and like maybe keep doing a certain letter like until I really liked the way that it looked. And that really helped me, number one, muscle memory for my hand, and number two, to kind of see where I was constantly messing up. Like what am I constantly having to go back and fix and erase and whatever? Like what am I doing? And then, after a while, you'll start correcting those behaviors because you're recognizing that, it's something that you keep doing, and you'll get better at it. See, for instance, like right here is not super, and this is me being nitpicky, I know, but this is just an example for you guys. Like, and right here, like it's kind of a little bit kind of lumpy looking. So like if it's me lettering, like say I'm lettering this and not doing a video, but I'm just lettering it for, you know, whatever, I'll just kind of, I do my S's backwards because I can get a smoother S that way. Just, just so you know. But I'll just keep doing it. Sometimes I have to do it like 5 or 6 times until it's like smooth in the way that I like. So you see how much smoother this S is than this one right here. So I'm just gonna take my eraser. Isn't this nice? Like, and I'm just gonna redo that S. Isn't that great? And then also I feel like this E is it's a little bit lumpy too, and it bothers me. So I'm just gonna fix it just again so you guys can kind of see like real life behind the scenes, like things that I do. And you can make that line straight too if you just saw me do that. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna turn my brush down a little bit to get these dotted eyes here because I don't want it to be too thick. All right, so there we have that. And so this is on one layer and that's on another layer. So you can direct select this whole layer and just move it up if you wanted to. You could make it, you know, smaller or bigger. I hit this reset, which just puts it right back to where it was before I moved it at all. So that's really nice too. You can play around with your placement, like if it's over to one side too much. So now, oh, Alicia, thank you so much. Is it Alicia? I guess you can't pronounce it for me. So Alicia, or is it Alicia? Um, but thank you so much. I'm glad that you are learning a lot, and I finally just kind of opened up my schedule to allow time to be able to do this because I think it's really important, and I feel like in the past couple of years I've just been so busy and doing so many things that I just didn't make showing you guys this stuff a priority. And I'm really just feeling drawn and called to do that. So that's what my focus is going to be this year. So I'm going to be trying to put these videos out at least um, weekly, or if not, at least 3 times. I mean, 3 times a month. Yeah. Weekly or 3 times a month. Just, you know, because it's just nice. Alicia. Okay, good. Um, okay, so now that we have just kind of the skeleton, the bones of this design, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a layer and I'm going to drag this layer underneath and we're going to color it that way. So one mistake that I made probably the first 3 years I had the iPad was you can also go onto these layers and like color them in. But then if you don't like it, then sometimes like you couldn't erase that color without erasing the outline. Okay, so this is kind of a good little trick that I only started doing in about a year ago. Um, you know, just again, one of those things that you figure out along the way that I'm trying to tell you guys now. um, but this is one thing that I have learned. And then also the layering, I didn't do that in the very beginning. I would put everything on one layer. And then if I needed to move something, it would be really, really hard to move it. So two good tips for you there. So I'm going to go on this layer. This is the underneath layer, okay? And now we're going to color in these hearts. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to pick a red that I want to use, and let's see, we'll go with a different color palette than my handout just for funsies here. Let's do this pink. These are just some color palettes that I put together for spring. By the way, some people sell just color palettes. It's quite amazing. But anyway, I'm going to pick an airbrush. And the airbrush is just kind of exactly what you would think an airbrush to be. And there's all these different airbrushes. A lot of these brushes come with Procreate too. You can buy brushes, and I have bought a lot of brushes. You can create your own. I've created all these, all these different, so sorry about that. I've created all these different brushes myself. Or you can just buy other people's brushes, and you can buy stamps. I created all these little stamps. But I've also bought these pack with these fun, funky shapes. And I just want to show you this real fast. Little off the cuff thing. I'm picking a stamp as my brush, right? And it's in hot pink. And so you just touch it and look. Isn't that cute? And you can make it big too. So cute, right? So the possibilities are stinking endless. You could literally play on this thing all day long, every day, and just make so much fun stuff. This is what I want to just sit and do all day long. Juanita, I'm so sorry. It keeps freezing. You will get the replay though if you like registered or put your name in. You you will get the replay. I'm gonna load it onto YouTube, and you'll have the link for YouTube. So um just looking, you said interesting on how I do my S's. Yes. In my sign lettering course that I have out right now, which by the way does close in a week, next week. I teach a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of little things that I do because it's just all about how you're going to get the end product to look good. So sometimes I have to do things backwards just because that movement with my hand gets me a better result. So anywho, okay, so now we're on the bottom layer. I chose my pink. We got an airbrush going on here, and I'm just gonna like kind of color these in. And it's kind of cute on the airbrushes sometimes if you get just a little bit out of the lines, I think. And these also work with pressure. Like you can just do light pressure like this. I'm just touching very lightly, so it's coloring light, or I'm touching really hard. It's like just like a marker, paintbrush pen, whatever. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of randomly do a few of these hearts. And you can color drop things, like for instance, I'm going to draw this heart here, and then I'm just going to drag this color in. Isn't that cool? I guess I should blow this up so y'all can see. So it's like adult coloring, really. And then you can just get it and say you're going to make money with it, and that's your excuse. And you can make money with it by people sell I don't sell this kind of stuff. Like they just sell printables. Like they will make coloring pages. I usually just do this kind of stuff and give them away as like little freebies and stuff. Because I think it's fun, but there are people that like actually sell these coloring pages or sell these printable designs. So you could really get a good little side business going on. Just get an Etsy account and, sell these things on the side, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I am going to pick this lighter pink, and I'm just going to go here. Just kind of randomly picking hearts. That looks ugly. Okay, let's add like a blue or something. We'll just do that little turquoise color here. And you can also play around with the opacity on it, make it lighter, make it darker. And again, I will elaborate on all this in the Procreate course and kind of tell you step by step and have a few projects. And if I can figure out how to get it done in time, there's some color palettes that I make and that will be in there as like kind of little bonus items, and also some brushes, some Procreate brushes. So I hate when this happens right here. Like, where do I go? Where do I go? I'll do this. Then I'm going to erase this one. And let's make that the light pink. Here, and then let's erase this one and make this the green. Sometimes you just got to rearrange your colors, you know what I mean? Let's see. That's what's nice. If you're like drawing this with markers, there's no going back, right? But with Procreate, you can fix it. Or let's say that I just did this whole thing and I was like, I hate all these colors. And then you could literally just do that, add a layer, start over. So I'm going to do these little hearts here. And let's see what color to make this. I just hate when there's like, you get them all done and then there's just like one and you're like, what color do I make that one? Let's see. There's just really no easy answer, right? I need like a fifth color. Maybe I could just do this. I'm going to go to this layer and I'm going to erase this one right here. And I'm going to select this one, make it a little bit bigger and move it here. Isn't that so cool? So now I'm going to erase this. And actually, I'm going to go in here and tilt this. This is why I like to show things live, just because this is my real like thought process. And I like to show you guys the real thought process and not the scripted thought process, because there's just certain situations that I will encounter that I maybe forget about or don't think about, you know, whenever I'm like sitting down to teach something. So by doing this almost just puts like a real live situation into place. Let's see, actually no. I'm gonna erase, nope, I'm on the wrong layer. So sorry. What am I doing? Sometimes my hands just touch buttons and I'm like, I don't, that's not the button that I wanted to push. It's like, do you ever do that? Do you ever open your phone and you're just like immediately like click on Instagram or whatever and you're like, I was going to check my email, not Instagram. Like your brain just automatically just does things. Juanita, no, it does not, but it's $4.99. So I feel like it's cheap enough if you don't use it or you don't like it. It's not, too big of an investment. And even if you don't have an Apple Pencil, like oops, you could use your finger to do it. It's just obviously not as precise. So I'm just gonna move this little heart here. And let's see, now we're gonna make this big one this dark color. All right, isn't that cute? Almost, I don't know, like which, I kind of like this one. So anyway, that is how I create my card, this one card. Now, if I had this and I wanted to make it a card like this and then do something on the back, you can go over here and choose your canvas. They have a little grid, a drawing guide, and I don't know if you guys can kind of see this little grid here. See? But you can also edit this and you can do quadrants if you want. So see, it's giving me like 4 quadrants. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to get this to where I know that it's on half of the page. And actually, it needs to go on this side because you're going to take it and fold it, right? And you want this edge of the word to be on this side. And let me see, I'm going to drag this up. And then I'm going to drag this down just to, and maybe you can make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to go back on this layer and direct select these 2 airbrushed pieces so that they can go get back in the right spot. Hopefully y'all probably can't see that real great. But anyway, that, so now I have it on that end. And then you could just, write whatever that you would want on the back, because when you print it out, it's going to print out like this. So you could add another layer and just, just put, yep. I need to slow it down. I'm going too fast. Always, anytime a letter, like, I always make the first letter smaller. Always, my letters get bigger. Always. But I know when I'm in Procreate, that's no big deal because I can fix it. I'm going to tilt that. Love. Just going to put my name. That would be on the back. Do little hearts. Like that. And print it out, and that would be your card. So you can make these for any holiday, any that you would want to do. Also, you could, let's take out this layer, and let's say that I wanted to, I wanted to make a little to and from at the bottom. So I would just make this a little smaller. Actually, you could go into these two layers and make this a little bit bigger. Here. And then I know this is probably like mind-blowingly confusing, watching me do all these things, and you're probably like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what's happening right now. Which is completely normal for any new thing that you're learning. But I do slowly teach all these little tiny steps in the course. So if it's something you're interested in taking or learning, don't worry. There will be lots more explanation within the course on this. There's just not enough time to get into everything on these little live videos, but just like to show you guys like what Procreate can even do, like all the possibilities, because to me, like if you're even deciding, is that something that I'm interested in or I want to do, like obviously you want to see it in action, you want to see what's happening, you know, as you're doing it. Juanita wanted to know, do I print directly from my iPad? Yes, I do. I have a wireless printer, which I think pretty much everything is that way nowadays. I don't know, but yeah, I just print directly from here. You can save it to your computer, and you can save all of these things as a PDF, a JPEG, a PNG. Like you can decide how you want to save the file. And I have a MacBook, so I just airdrop it to my MacBook. But before I had the MacBook, I would just save it onto like Dropbox or something and just access it on my computer or my other like PC that way. So there is lots of options. You can email directly from here. You can, if you have an iPhone, you can send it to your phone. You can do everything. I try to have all Apple products just because for me it's so much faster, because I can just airdrop things. Like I said, I got my MacBook for Christmas a couple years ago from my amazing family, my husband and my kids, and I love it because I can just airdrop things. Before then, I just had like a Dell laptop, and it was hard logistically to do things because I had to like, save it to the Dropbox and then, open it here. So I just like it because I do it for work. It's just faster, but you definitely don't have to have all Apple products. So you could do to, you could do from. So, I mean, you could use this just even if you used it for personal use. Like you can make cards, you can make flyers, you can make invitations, you can make, I mean, just all like, there's so many projects I'm going to show you guys coming up in the next month or so that you can do with this. There's just so much. You can make stickers or sticker designs on it. If you make door hangers, you can really do a lot of cool stuff with your door hangers on here. So that would be, your sheet here. And you could even go on this layer if you didn't want these colors so dark, you can Turn that opacity down. It's not so cool. And again, like if you were going to share it, you could say I want to print it, but you can do this. You can airdrop it. You can send it text message. You can email it. You can send it to Facebook, Instagram, Dropbox, and it will just send it right there. So, or you could just save it to your camera roll, print it. Just all kinds of, I've never tried to do a lot of these things. iTunes, I don't really know what that's about, but there's just a lot of things that you can do with it. So that's basically how I made all of these little cards. Then if you wanted to make something like this, where you have 4 on one sheet, you could take this and merge these layers together, and then you can duplicate it and just move that right on over. Is that not just the coolest thing ever? Duplicate it again. Whoop. Then move it down. And again, move it over. Like, amazing. Just amazing. I love it so much. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this, just because, again, I think Procreate is the coolest thing ever in the whole world, and you can do so many different things with it. In the course, I'm going to go over all the basics, like what are all these tools over here? Like, how do you choose a brush? What do the brushes do? Colors, how do you change a color, make a color, all that kind of stuff. What all these buttons are. And then I'm also going to walk through like several different types of designs and how to do them, kind of like what I just did with you guys here with this, except for it'll be a little more detailed. And when you buy the course, you can, of course, have the videos to replay and watch and, do all that kind of good stuff. Because when I first started doing this, I'd be like, whoa, 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 wait, what did you just do again? What, like, when I was watching like YouTube videos or whatever, I would be like, how do they do that? What, I need that in slow motion. So in the course, I would be kind of really going into a lot more detail on what I'm pushing, why I'm pushing that, why I'm doing that. There's so many different things that you can do with this. Like even, for instance, say you wanted to blur everything, like you could just take this and like blur it, which is really good for like some shadowing and some other kind of stuff, but which I get into in the course. But I kind of walk you through like how all that stuff, and like just kind of different things like merging layers and stacking your layers and changing your colors, and there's just so much stuff. So that's basically what the course is going to be over, is, all the things that you can do with it and how you do it, all that kind of good stuff. So also, I don't know, I'm gonna kind of see how that one goes, and then I had the sign lettering course, but I'm also gonna kind of get into, probably later on down the road, a more like lettering and Procreate and how I letter in there, and like what I do to get the looks that I want. But I don't know. There's just a lot of really neat things that you can do in Procreate. It's just the most amazing thing. And I mean, I don't know who has an iPad and who doesn't have an iPad, but um, I bought this iPad Pro and this Apple Pencil in 2017. And I use this for my business, not even kidding, every day. Like it's the most thing, I use it the most. And before I got my MacBook, I used it really as a kind of a laptop. I had a wireless keyboard, and I used it all the time. So it's still kicking, it's still going strong. So they are expensive, but they also, um, they hold up. And look, you can change that. They have versions that aren't as expensive. When I bought this, the iPad Pro was the only thing that worked with the Apple Pencil, but now they have like an iPad Air, I think, or something like that. They have a couple of different kinds now that actually work with the Apple Pencil. So you're not just limited to the Apple Pencil anymore. So that's, oh, I didn't want to do that. That's nice. I'm just kind of showing you some stuff while I'm talking about how amazing this iPad is. I don't know what color I was on there. But you can do things like take this and let's make a little shadow here. And then you could take that layer and blur it to make this. Isn't that cool? Love it. Juanita, this is honestly the best way to practice lettering. You can, like, I have my lettering sheets that let's see, that I made for my lettering course, my sign lettering course, in here. And let's see. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's see if I can find just the regular sheets. Where do I have these? Maybe here? No. I'm trying to find my workbook sheets. Let's go to my hand lettering course because I know those are in there. Or actually, let's just do this. Oh, very good. Let's see. So, for my, move these down. So let's just say for my lettering course, there's these practice sheets that you could import into Procreate also. And then just add a layer on top of here, and you could you could just practice straight on here. Whoop. That works with pressure, so you see how it was really fat. See, like I'm pushing down hard, and then now I'm picking up. And you can adjust that too, like, but you could sit and just kind of practice your lettering on top of the practice sheets. So, yeah, my lettering dramatically improved whenever I got Procreate. I'm going really fast, so, or just, like, just being able to use the lined sheets if you wanted to, like working on, this is like my go-to lettering word lately, just because it's short and it's pretty. But you could just use these lined papers just to sit and practice. So anyway, lots of possibilities with the old Procreate. You can make screensavers. It's just so many things. So many things. Okay, well, thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little while on this mid-Tuesday. I will be doing I'll probably have another Procreate live, like, little tutorial thingy coming up in the next couple weeks. But also, if any of you like to paint, I am going to be doing a free painting tutorial on the 19th of February, I believe. We're going to be painting a gnome. You're welcome, Stephanie. You're welcome, Juanita. So it's going to be on Saturday, the 19th at 4. So you can just kind of hop on over there and watch, or if you want to buy the blank online and paint along with me, there's a supply list and all the things that you need. You'll be getting an email about all that soon. But my next Procreate tutorial will probably be how to, like, go in and write on pictures. So let's see what we're gonna find in here. There's no telling what I might pull up, okay? So just bear with me real quick. But let's see how to do, like, these kinds of things, like where I did the words on top of the picture. So, and then you could print that out and, Mod Podge it on a piece of wood. I've done that multiple times. I did it for Father's Day once and just did, like, Daddy, I love you, just on top of the picture of him and my daughter together. And it was super cute. But just such fun, easy little things that you can do like that with this, whether you wanted to do it to make money or you wanted to do it to just for a hobby, or whatever. But just editing like this, I just took a picture of my phone and some pins, and then I added all this stuff on top of it as an advertisement on my Facebook page, or my Instagram, Facebook page, email, whatever, all of the places. But like this, it was just a plain picture that I just, added this and this to. So for people who have businesses and you want your branding colors on here, you want things to be consistent. That's a good, fun little hack that you can use Procreate for. So the link for the video, Juanita, if you'll scroll up in the comments, it's in the very beginning. I actually linked it straight on into the comments section. So just click on that and it will take you to a page where you just put I think just your name and your email in, because we will only be sending the worksheets and the video recap to people on that email list, just so I don't bug everybody that doesn't want it. So make sure you put your name in there just so you can make sure you get a copy of that, and just message me if you can't see it or you don't get it, or any good things like that. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful a wonderful day, and I'm gonna go paint some orders, and I'll see you guys later.